The Picture of Freedom and the Diary of Clotee, a Slave Girl. Belmont Presentation, Virginia, 1859. By Patricia C. McCaskey. Dear America, the spring blooms are coming and the sky is sure blue. March never knows if it wants to be a spring month or a winter month. The heat's come early into Virginia this year. That's fine with me though. As long as it's hot, I have to fan Mass Williams and Miss Lily, my mistress, during their study time. This morning was the first day of my third learning season. For now on 3 years, I have been fanning them, lifting them, lowering them. The big fan made two woven California sweetgrass up and down, up and down. The fan stirs the thick air up and down, and chases away worrisome horseflies and gnats. It may seem like a silly job, but I don't mind a bit, because while William is learning, so am I. Standing there fanning up and down, I come to know my ABCs and the sound the letters make. I teach myself how to read words. Now I can pick through things I find to read, like thrown away newspapers, letters in the trash, books I slipped off of Mrs. Henley's shelf. It scares me to know that I know sometimes slaves ain't supposed to know how to read and write, but I do. Miss Lily would fall down in a fit if she knew I had made myself a diary like the one she got on her bedside table. It don't matter to me. That's why hers is all wrapped up in a fine satin and got ribbons and beads all on it, and mine is just made up of all papers I found in the trash can and keeps tied together with a measure of yarn. It's a diary just the same, mine, and I aim to write in it whenever I get a chance. I got to be real particular and make sure nobody finds out though, because if my master finds out, I will fall under the whip. Two and time again. I done heard Mrs. Helen swear that if she catches his slaves reading, he'll beat the skin off us and then sell our hinds to slavers from the deep south. He got the law on his side too. Anybody found teaching a slave in the state of Virginia can be sent to jail. Sure! Wonder why the white folks is so determined to keep us from knowing things. What are they so scared of? Catton helped but laughed a little bit when I think of what Mrs. Henley would think if he knew I could read better than his boys. And it was his own wife, and he teach me. It's near dark. Pray, Lord, don't let nobody find my diary, hid behind a loose brick in the outside chimney wall. Back of the kitchen. I hope it can stay dry and safe until I can sneak away and write again. The next morning, first light, I got up extra early and churned the butter for the breakfast and help out in the kitchen the way Aunt T expects me to every morning. That give me a little time to practice my writing at my spot by the big tree out behind the kitchen. Sunrise is getting written hour, and when all is still is quiet. I won't tell nobody. I want to tell somebody, but all the things I done learned from the past 3 years, words got magic. Every time I read and write a word, it puts a picture in my head. Like when I write home, I sees Belmont Plantation and all the people that live here. I see the big house where Master Henley, Mrs. Lily, and William stay living easy. I see the separate kitchen in the attic above where I sleep along with Aunt T, Uncle Hib, and Hennis. I see the quarters where my friends live and behind their cabins in the fields of the orchid and where they work. I see Aunt T cooking at the fireplace in the stables where Hens takes care of Master's Henley's prize racing horse and the gardens and grounds and the Uncle Herb makes pretty home. That one, our word showed me all of that. Master Henley think he owns everything here at Belmont, but he don't own me. Not really. I know he can tell me to come, and I got to come. But when he say do this, I better do it, or he gonna put that whip on my back. But I done learned that I can't tell him what I think. and feel and know. He look at me every day, but I can't see what's in his head. He can't own what's inside me. Nobody can. A few days later, it rained all night long, all day long. Every day is dampish and sticky. I wonder if my diary stayed dry in the hiding place. No worry, no need to worry. The stone covered it well. Next day, it rained again. When it rains hard, the field slaves don't have to work. But our work in the kitchen goes all the time, no days off. Auntie says I'm lucky getting picked to work in the big house. Ain't that for sure? Living right under Master Henley and Miss Lily ain't too easy to me. We got to do burden all hours of the day, but field work is hard. Hard on your back, and in the summer, the heat's so smothering. I guess what it comes to be is being a slave ain't no good no matter where they got you working. Next day, I just wrote tree, T-R-E-E. I see my tree. The live oak behind the kitchen where I come to write whenever I can slip away, I put an S on tree. And now the words is trees. The picture in my head turns into apple orchards in the spring, and the apple trees are filled with bright white blossom. And I close my eyes and I see the same trees in the green of the summer and full of good tasting apples in the fall. I love playing with the words, putting the words in and taking them out and letting the pictures change. Monday. I know it's Monday because Miss Lily comes to the kitchen every Monday morning to pass out the flour and sugar and meal. It's so hard keeping the secrets from the people I live with. Sometimes when I'm helping Auntie T in the kitchen, I want to tell her about my learning so bad. But I can't even, though she about the closest thing to a mama I got since my own mama died 5 years ago. I don't think she do a thing to hurt me, but she been real close with Master Henley all his life. Been his cook since before he got married to Miss Lily. Can't take that chance. I want to tell Uncle Hip how I used the wicked knife to make a rattan pin out of the turkey quill. He'd be right proud of his sunflower girl. That's what he called me. But he's old now, forgetful. He might just slip up and tell the wrong person who tell Master Henley on me just to win a favor. What I wouldn't give to tell hints how I whistle and I'm dusting and I slip the ink for Master Henley's study in a glass bottle. I can see him laughing so his eyes will water up. I come more close to telling hints my secret than anybody. Him being like a big brother to me, always teasing me and funny. Hint said I study on things all the time, off by myself too much. He don't understand why I aim off to myself, because I want to be. I'm just being careful, like not wanting to be caught up practicing my writing and reading. If Mama was alive, I could tell her, but Mama gone. Gone forever. Dead. So there's nobody I trust enough to tell. 2 days later, it ain't for even summer yet, and William is fussing about the heat. I'm 12 and he is too, but he seems much younger. Maybe it's because William is forever whining about something, especially at study time. I just stay quiet and listen, fan it up and down. Aunt T said William is spoiled to a stink. Master Henley thinks his son is a little piece of heaven here on earth. Of course, nobody else shares that notion, not even the boy's mama. Next day, there's going to be a dinner party in the big house tonight. Aunt T sent me down to the quarters to get Aggie, Eva May, to help out in the kitchen. Whenever I write friend, I always put an S on it, because I have 2 friends. Eva May daughter, Missy, and she 15. And Aggie's daughter, Walker, she's 16. They grew up now, but they still be my friends. Known them all my life. Can't even remember a time when I didn't know them. I always been a little jealous though of Walk and Missy. Be closer to each other than they says to be. And they each other's mamas with them. Miss Daddy and Master Henley, best jockey, but he was thrown from his house and his horse killed a year ago or so back. Mrs. His do all of the riding. Eva May is still grieving, and Mrs. her daddy much as I miss my mama. Wonk is lucky to have a daddy like Rufus. Anybody knows Rufus, and Aggie likes him. Rufus comes to Belmont about 2 years ago from in the Hamptons. He a strong man, big, but not fat, not tall either. Uncle Hib says he's a good, God-fearing man. Master must have seen that Rufus was a natural-born leader, so he made Rufus the field boss. A lot of women had their eyes on Rufus when he came, but he was married to Aggie, a big, fine woman who had a daughter, but Rufus took Wook to be his very own daughter. Aggie is going to have a baby soon, real soon. Which her time come, Entity will be birthing. Entity is the plantation midwife. Birth hints, Wook Bessie, and even birth me. She look after all the expecting women. She's shown me the secrets to all of the medicine recipes. But when she was not letting me go to birthing with her, I want to know about such things, but Entity says it's not for me. How do you know it's not for me? If she ain't never let me go. Next day. Even though we don't live but a short walk from each other, Wook and Missy and I don't get to visit much during the week, just on Saturday nights and Sundays. I got to fessing like Wook better than Missy. Missy always pushed and hit us when she was young. Now she's a big girl and she pushes and hits with her words. Just yesterday she came saying I thought I was somebody because I work in the big house. Aggie and Wook worked in the big house, hinched over all day in the hot summer. Auntie T said that's enough to make a body mean. Friday. Fear of another frost is over and the moon is full. Auntie T said it was time to plant the house garden behind the kitchen. The family will eat out of it all summer and into the fall. Put in the greens, the goobers, the cabbage, the okra, and all could plant on one spot. Taking care of the house garbage is one job. I don't mind doing it. It's fine working with the plants, watching them grow and make food.